up next, we've all heard stories about parents who stand vigil at the bedsides of children waiting for them to wake up from a coma. But what about a mother who's been waiting almost 26 years? An unbelievable story next.
Edward looked at me real quick and she said, "Mommy, you'll never leave me, will you? You'll stay with me till I get well." And I said, "I sure will, baby. I never left you before." And I have. I love you so much.
Said that there is no stronger bond than the love between a parent and a child. Well, as Rick Kirkham tells us, there is one mother in Miami whose devotion is certainly testament to that.
Your kids are your kids for all your life. You take care of them all your life. I love you so much.
Kaye O'Bara spends almost every waking minute with her daughter Eduarda, reading to her.
This is a book about miracle.
Talking to her.
And we're going to have a good time, a good day, and everything will be fine. Okay?
And waiting.
Okay.
Waiting for the day that Eduarda will finally wake up.
I know she'll wake up. It isn't a thinking. There's no thinking to it. She will wake up.
At 68 years old, Kaye O'Bara may appear frail, but don't be fooled. Her determination is as strong as iron, and it has kept her going through an ordeal that many would find overwhelming. The last time Kaye felt her daughter's hug or heard her laugh was 26 years ago. Back then, Eduarda was just 16 years old, a quiet girl who was very close to her parents and to her sister, Colleen.
She wanted to get married and have kids and become a doctor. That was her main purpose. She was going to go to school and become a doctor.
But in early 1970, Eduarda, who was diabetic, became ill with the flu. Complications followed, and she became dangerously sick. Eduarda's parents rushed her to the hospital.
And Eduarda looked at me real quick and she said, "Mommy, you'll never leave me, will you? You'll stay with me till I get well." And I said, "I sure will, baby. I never left you before." And I have.
Eduarda lapsed into a coma. 5 months later, the hospital board suggested the comatose girl be moved to a nursing home, but her family wouldn't hear of it. She was going home.
It's no burden on us. It's a burden on her missing out. That's all. There's no burden on us.
Kaye's husband passed away in 1976, and since then, Kaye has almost single-handedly cared for her daughter at home.
She gets fed every 2 hours. That's day and night, on the even hours, 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way around the clock.
Despite the passing decades, Kaye has never once doubted that Eduarda will emerge from her coma, even though Eduarda's doctor of 26 years, Louis Chaikin, isn't so hopeful.
As a scientist, trained in medicine, I would say it's unlikely. But I think that there's always a hope, and I think that's what drives Mrs. O'Bara and has driven the O'Bara family all these years.
Eduarda is now 42. When and if she awakens, she'll remember that Nixon was president, Vietnam was raging, and the Beatles were still together. Still, Eduarda's family has tried to keep her up to date, but not everyone agrees with all of the O'Bara's decisions. Kaye says she's been contacted by people who feel that Eduarda should be allowed to die. Once, someone even fired 3 bullets into the O'Bara's home, but Eduarda's family remains undaunted.
So how can you say she's a vegetable? Because she gives you signs. She grasps your hand, holds it tight.
The only thing Kaye really worries about is her mounting bills. Eduarda's home care is expensive, and Kaye is currently $65,000 in debt. To help with expenses, Kaye holds an annual auction every March. Celebrities and sports figures like Miami Dolphins football player Gene Atkins donate autographed memorabilia to help raise money.
We just want to dedicate this ball to you, and we just want to say thank you and get well soon.
But when Kaye is with her daughter, she forgets her troubles, and she already knows what her first words will be when Eduarda finally wakes up.
Love you, babe. Love you, babe. Tell me you love me.
A trust fund has been set up to help out the family.